r/AskReddit. What do you proudly do wrong? I use my George Foreman grill upside down when making pananas so its weight can squish them harder. I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me. And since I don't have a butler, I have to do it myself. So, most nights before I go to bed, I will lay 6 strips of bacon out on my George Foreman grill. Then I go to sleep. When I wake up, I plug in the grill. I go back to sleep again. Then I wake up to the smell of crackling bacon. It is delicious. It's good for me. It's a perfect way to start the day. I like to use the phrase kill one bird with 2 stones. Make sure that bird is good and dead before ya focus on any other birds. I say get 2 birds stoned at once. Use the contraction it's out of context. Like if I'm looking for something and I find it, there it's. Question: who is responsible for this? Answer: there. Strictly speaking, that is a proper way to convey that message, is it not? It's same thing but in reverse. Don't you know becomes do not you know? Not really proudly, but I feel like this fits here. I intentionally suck at my job. I work in a store where we have a high focus on sales stats like items per customer, average sale, and I'm the best. I also work the most. As a result, we've been crushing the other stores in our area since we started up a few months ago. My boss recently fucked me out of some sick leave money and refused to remedy the situation. So I'm pretending like times are hard and he's panicking because our sales stats suck in the most important month of the year and we're the worst in our region because I was carrying everything and now I'm not anymore. It feels good. Store's already lost more money from me being average than he would have had to pay me to make me happy. Wonder if he'll catch on soon. Doesn't matter to me anyway. I'm hourly so I get the same pay anyway. Don't duck with your best employee. Lisa, if you don't like your job you don't strike. You just go in every day and do it really half-assed. That's the American way. Homer Simpson. I call my son's electronics every name but what they are. Usually I call the iPad a Kindle, but yesterday I called it an iKindle and he looked like he died on the inside. It wouldn't be so hilarious if he didn't take it so seriously. So you call everything a PlayStation except for the PlayStation, which is a Nintendo? You get it. And if he ever gets his Switch it will definitely be called a Game Boy. The trick is to say it with a straight face. I don't ask people for pieces of paper. I ask them for slices of paper. Slices of paper and a stick of pencil. Perfect for writing a toast. When my kid was 2 and learning to talk, I taught him that a sheep says baa, and a cow says moo, and a horse says get off of me. I have no regrets. Our toddler is starting to request movies by name. Mona is Moana, Woof Woof is Secret Life of Pets, Bun is the bunny in Zootopia, etc. Recently she started saying Bob Bob as we scrolled through, and it took me a few days to realize I taught her that fish make bubbles, and she had seen fish in the thumbnail for Finding Dory. It's pretty funny how they associate words to things and how they just stick. Not me, my husband. He spells wrong as wrong. His reasoning? If I spelled it right, it wouldn't be wrong. Edit: I'm reading most of these responses to my husband. He says it's wrong that I'm using him for internet popularity, but he appreciates everyone who agrees with him. Edit 2. My husband has requested I make this edit in order to let you all know he says it's over 9,000. I'm sorry, he is still holding on to dead memes. Edit 3. He's not a dad. We have no children and don't plan to change that. There is no excuse. When I was a kid, I was confused, so instead of buenos dias, good morning, I'd say menos dias, fewer days, because it sounded pretty similar and, well, it was technically true. I still do this every morning with my family because my mum hates it for being too depressing. It's like a constant reminder that as each day passes, we are all closer to death. I use pictures, descriptions, and sometimes even accounts of football games without the NFL's consent. I don't. Please listen to the entire message before making your selection. I keep pressing 0 until a human comes on the line. Where I work, our help desk has a message that says if password reset is the reason for your call, listen carefully to the following options, and select option 5. Ooh how yeah, if you think I'm listening to all 9 options before mashing the 5 key you're sorely mistaken. I say we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Nice mixing of metaphors. Cross that bridge, burn your bridges. It has mouth appeal and makes only about 25% of the folks listening go, what did you say? I say I've got an ace up my hole. You can lead a horse to water, but don't look it in the mouth. Non-traditional food for breakfast. Look, if I have leftover nachos, then I am having leftover nachos for breakfast. Edit. God damn it. First, it doesn't have to be nachos. Nachos is just a placeholder for any non-traditional breakfast food. Many of you cleverly deduced this on your own, though. And secondly, if you make homemade nachos, then everything but the chips is leftover. The chips can be fresh for leftover nachos. But I am not opposed to eating cold leftover nachos with soggy chips either, because I am an adult and I'll eat whatever the fuck I want, Mom. Sorry. That was 100% inappropriate. Anything is breakfast if you eat it for the first meal of the day, TBF. AP guidelines say don't use the Oxford comma. I made a point to use it all the time when I wrote for the school paper. Screw the AP. Commas save lives. Edit. To be clear, in this case, AP stands for Associated Press, not advanced placement like the AP courses. When accompanying the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, on the piano, I deliberately transpose the key down to make the vocal range more comfortable, and high notes more possible, for the majority of singers. I get in my car head first instead of putting my feet in first. Everyone makes fun of me for it, but it seems right to me. And now I'm imagining someone dolphin diving into their car. I've done that to impress a girl. It was through a half-open window. I now understand why men live shorter lives than women. I put my butt in first. When people sneeze, I tell them congratulations instead of bless you. Everyone I tell does a double take and asks me why. I had a professor in college who said it, and I asked him why. He told me that in ancient Rome people would say congratulations to a sneeze because they believed you were ejecting a disease from your body. IDK if that's true or not, but it's fun to say. One day in high school my friends had a rabid debate over the pronunciation of caramel candy. One said caramel and the other, caramel. They asked me to mediate the disagreement and I have been pronouncing it caramel ever since. Apparently tie my shoes. I had no idea until my sew pointed it out. I use 2 bunny ears and tie them together. I tried doing it the other way, but it's just not as easy. I would really have to go out of my way to relearn how to tie my shoes and I don't feel like doing that. So I just own it now. The one thing that is annoying about my method is that it causes the laces to sit more diagonally and not straight across. Oh well. I'm 44 years old and still do this. Mom says as a kid I couldn't learn the other way that people do it, so she taught me this way. I didn't even know I was doing anything wrong until someone pointed it out to me in high school. I put cans and jars on the top shelf so my sew can't reach them. That way I get to both take them down and open them for her. It makes me appear more manly than I really am. I can't tell if this is adorable or psychopathic. Psychopatherable. Walk into a Starbucks and order a large. From the criminally underrated film Role Models, Paul Rudd, can I get a large black coffee? Barista, you mean a venti? No, I mean large. Venti is large. No, venti is 20. Large is large. In fact, tall is large, grand is Spanish for large. Venti is Italian. It's the only one that doesn't mean large. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages. I write the letter S from the bottom, upward. You need to be professionally evaluated. I drink water into my mouth before taking a pill. I'll never understand how the vast majority of people are okay putting a dry pill into their mouth. It tastes terrible and sticks to your tongue. Some of us right-hard bastards don't even take water with our pills. Just swallow 'em down like a madman. Instead of pouring my microwave popcorn out of the bag and into a bowl, I cut off the side of the bag. This way I can put my hand in the bag without getting a buttery mess, but also I don't have to dirty a bowl. My parents have these decorative blocks that spell Noel. Yeah, no, 'tis the season and all. Anytime during the holidays when we visit, my brother or I will rearrange them to spell Leon. So there's just a wonderful Christmas tradition of holiday cheer and family and food and this dude named Leon. I have blocks that spell out Merry Christmas, but they always get rearranged. Did you know that you can spell Mr. Creamy Shuts out of Merry Christmas and only have one R left over? I'm an editor in the US. When I'm not at work, I use the spelling gray. It suits the color's personality better. Screw you, Webster. I like to use the phrase tomato in text form, and also pronounce them the same verbally. I'll eat cereal without any milk. The first few times, it was just because Miso was out of milk. Now, I do it because she finds it genuinely perplexing. I say you only YOLO once. I stole it from Workaholics and it makes people angry when I say it. RIP in peace. My boyfriend starts showers wrong. He says his mom taught him to get in the tub, turn the water on where it's running through the bath faucet, wait for it to get hot, then pull the knob that makes it go through the shower head. So every time I hear him curse because it's cold water hitting his feet. I asked why he doesn't just turn the water on, pull the knob so it heats up through the shower head, then get in when it's an adequate temperature, like my mom taught me and how I feel the right way is, but he continues to curse at cold water every morning.